Okay, good afternoon, class. We're going to try to make to lecture what is embedding. So, what is embedding? Embeddings are representations of values or objects like text, images to represent something in AI. So, what is a language model? Okay. Predicting next word. How does a language model embed? It uses bidirectional recurrent neural network trained on specific tasks to create embeddings. Since uses bidirectional architecture, the embedding is based on both the next and previous words in the sentence. So embedding is transforming raw text into understandable vector or converting words into numbers. In picture, ganto. Embedding yan. So this is what we're going to do, class. This is the heart of the ano, half of the heart. This is half of the heart of the RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So if you see in this picture, there are two texts. Text 1, ICIC Bank. Text 2, Axis Bank. And then we are going to embed it. Text embedding is a function, a bidirectional function. And then the output of embedding will be a vector. Ayan, vector. How do you know? Do you know what is a vector? Okay, let's Google what is a vector. A vector is something in a graph that it goes from somewhere to somewhere. Ayan. Ayan, no? Ito. Ano ba itong not ito? Ito ang vector class. It has a line from somewhere to somewhere in a graph. You understand? Very easy. This is a two-dimensional graph. Do you understand? There is X and Y. Ayan, X and Y. Itong X, itong Y. Diba? So a vector starts from 0, 0 until negative 1, 1, negative 4. Ito, the red vector. It starts from from somewhere to somewhere. Now, these are only two dimensions. If you have a 3D space, it's three dimensions, X, Y, and Z. Diba? Like this room is 3D. There is X, there is Y, and there is Z. Diba? The language model doesn't have 3 dimensions. It has 384 dimensions. So you cannot imagine it. You cannot imagine the space. But let's just imagine 3 dimensions, yeah? If you have 3 dimensions, you open the dictionary and throw all the words in this room. And they are all scattered around, frozen. They are all floating in air. And you don't know where they are, but they are there. You can find them. So if you find laboratory, somewhere it's there. Maybe college is somewhere there or somewhere. It's somewhere here in the dust of words. So between one word to one word, there's a vector. Diba? From here to here. Diba? In this space. So the relationship between college, for example, we teach the language model English, but the only English words we give it is College of Business. So there are connections between the word college, wherever it is, and between the word business, wherever it is in the whole room. So we train it with everything in the internet. Then it learned English. It found out from just reading the whole internet that College of Business is the AUP has a College of Business. Di ba? Because it learned the world. It has a model of everything that it ever read in the internet. That's what a language model is. So a language model is a model of the language. So that's a language model. Initially, it's blank, and you throw all the tokens possible in the model, and then you train it. When you train it, you feed it, parang bata, di ba? When you train a person, you feed it information, and the information goes to the eyes, the ears, and it rewires all the brain cells. Di ba? Nagdudugsong-dugsong. Until after 20 years, you can eat by yourself and talk by yourself and take a bath by yourself. Because you copied from somebody, your parents, right? And you copied from your friends what they are talking about. So you learn the language model, you learn the word. You have a model of the word here. That's why you know that when somebody puts their feet forward, they are probably going to go forward, diba? Because that's what you see, and in your mind, that's how your mind was wired from what you saw. So that's how also AI works. So instead of three dimensions, we use 384 dimensions, and I found out that the more dimensions your model has, the more intelligent it is. So this is just a small example of what is a vector and what is a graph. What is a graph? So my friends, I'm just discussing to you what is a language model. So they spend a lot of money on a lot of GPUs and a lot of time to feed everything in Wikipedia to a language model, so that the language model, like paraphrase mini LM L2 V2 L2 V2, this model can learn English. It's not only English, by the way, it knows many languages. So you can even use it to translate, because they fed it with everything Tagalog in the internet and everything English in the internet. So when you say below, it knows it's scripted, right? It maps different languages. How? Just put the English Tagalog dictionary. Di ba? So they can remap the words. That's how all the Google Translate. That's how Google understands Tagalog, English. Even you translate in Google, that's how they translate. Because the language knows the mapping between the words and between across different languages. So there are many language models that are free. It costs money to train, so we don't need to train, and it will cost a lot of time. We can just download. So what we need to do, I asked our friend ChatGPT, I need to put the whole Bible in Postgres, but I need PG vector, because what we're going to do, all the verses in the Bible, or all the chapters, we are going to embed them. Why? Because when you embed something, you can compute the difference between vectors. Oh! If you embed something, if you just say Harrison Business and Information Technology, what's the relationship? You cannot give me a relationship that is numbers. You cannot compute the relationship. But if you embed both of them, you embed College of Business into a vector according to the language model, and you embed information technology text using a language model, compute what is the position of this phrase in the language model. It will give you a vector. All the points, 384 real numbers. The real numbers each are vectors. So there's 384 arrows pointing somewhere from somewhere to somewhere in the language model. And you can compute the difference between vectors. See, like 384 numbers. What's the difference? And you will see that similar text, similar ideas have little difference, and ideas that are far have nothing to do with each other have big difference. Galing, no? So we can use this search computation instead of keywords. Diba? That's why when you type in Google, even wrong spelling, I'm looking for a drone, but you misspelled drone. And then Google will say, do you mean drone? And it will show instead to the correct result that you probably typed. So these days, Google search doesn't use only keywords. It searches by semantic. It's now semantic search. It searches by meaning. Yan, ang galing. So this is what we need to do. The reason I want PG vector is so that we can put all the Bible sentences and compute the embedding, which is just an array of vectors. And we need Python. Why? Because the language model and the sentence transformers and libraries are easily in Python. Andun sila. Why PHP? Because that's what I know. You know PHP also? Very easy. And I'm asking if we need Linux. They said no need for Linux if you learn Linux. Now let's find out. What else do we do? And then I told the goal, we want to make a bar retrieval augmented generation using Gemini. So you already know how to use Gemini. You don't know embedding, Python, it's very easy. Just tell AI what to do. PHP, tell AI what to do. And we are the architect of the app, right? Now let's see if what I'm saying is actually true. Okay. Anong da-download natin? Postgres. Downloads. Windows installer. Ito pala. Windows. Oy, where's 18? Ito, 18. PG Vector started in version 17. This was just last year. So last year, I could use Postgres with vectors. Let's be sure. Does Postgres 18 have PG vector? No answer. Why Postgres SQL 18 is a turning point? Incoming features. Oh, meron na siyang PG vector. Okay, sabi nila, two weeks ago, Postgres with PG vector allows you to leverage robust features like transaction. Okay. So version 16 doesn't have PG vector, but version 18, saan na ito? Extension pa rin ng PG vector. Extension pa rin. Okay, we are not sure. Does PG vector run in Windows 11? There's no AI. Why there's no AI mode, my friends?
How do we understand? How do we embed the inside the data investigation? Like, do we let the, like you let the AI use the MySQL database?
Okay. Our friend has a question. How do we embed the AI to the database? Okay, let me clarify the question. This is what we want to do. Based on the activity? Oh. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. First, we have to find out if Postgres support here. But I think let me try to answer your question first. But let me download first while I'm answering your question. Because this will take time. Let's just download version 18.
Following the answer, process.
Saan ang version dito? Windows X. Your download should begin in a few seconds. So, we have a text database of Bible, diba? Book, chapter, and verse number, and the text. So what we're going to do, we just add another field and name it embedding. The data type is vector. So a vector, and then we say how many vectors. We just put 1024 vectors. So we just add one field to the table, Bible table. And then what we're going to do, the plan is, we will ask AI Studio, Mr. AI Studio, please make a Python script. This is the table, this is the new field, and use this model to put and embed the verse and store the embedding in this field. Ganun lang gawin natin. Gets it? So we'll download Postgres, input the data, the Bible inside Postgres, and tell AI Studio, please make a Python script that will read this database, read the verse, embed the verse using this model, and update the embedding field. Diba? Understand? One by one. And then we will see how many days.
Other SQL, building SQL, sir.
Yeah, that's why we have Postgres, SQL.
Like,
but in the instructions, I use Postgres, but I was thinking of MySQL. But
that's what I use MySQL.
Yeah, you can also use MySQL. I think MySQL is 2 times faster than Postgres 17. Bloated? Yeah, there are things that I need in Postgres sometimes that are not in MySQL. So, we can use any of them. Ano nang gagawin natin? Download. Uy, naka-download na agad. Sige, tingnan natin. Minsan bumibilis eh. What's going on? What's going on, my friends? Wala, ito pala. Installer. Please provide a password for database. Anong password lalagay natin? A. A lang. Para madaling mapasok ng hacker. Passwords do not match. Imagine.
Baka nakakatawa.
A lang, hindi pa nag-match.
Bakit?
Naka-caps lock pala, hindi sa tab yung napindot ko, caps lock. Port 5432, correct. Local, correct. Next. So we are installing Postgres. We will put the whole Bible into the Postgres database. We will add a field named embedding. And then we will install Python. And tell AI Studio, please make a Python script. This is how the table looks like. This is the password to the database. And please put the embedding using this model in this field. And what else is the prompt? And give us in the script an ETA. You know what ETA? Estimated time of arrival. So that we will see how many percent and how many minutes, how many verses per second it can embed using our CPU, and how many more days to finish the whole Bible. Imagine every token we give to the language model, the language model has to read the whole language model to compute the vector. So it takes some time to make an AI something. Of course, the IT stuff is for installation, but the computation stuff using GPU or CPU take time also. Meanwhile, let's also install Python. While Postgres is installing, let's install Python. Where's download Windows? Yan. What else do we need? PG vector. Where do you get the PG vector plugin? Dito sa GitHub. Oh, how do you install this one? Nako. Kailangan pa natin mag-git make install. Nako. Makapaandar kaya ito ng ano? PG vector installation on Windows. Okay. Okay. Ay, naku, my
Ang
friends.
secret?
PG vector install. I think we're going to cancel this and install MySQL instead. Why did my computer stop?
So, paralel din siyang ano sir, paralel din po siya sa ano, IT na ginawa niyo AI na may yung KGP energy white pero may AI. Kapag na sa
Yeah, yeah.
so, mag-debate siya na mag-compute siya ng ilan ng database tapos yung AI siya yung backstack na
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm trying to teach you. The question is, what's the use of making these things?
parang yung Bible mo na lang. Parang yung Bible.
What's the use? I don't know also what's the use, but you already know everything. in the future, it's about AI programming. So if you know how to tell AI to use this model and to compute embeddings, the differences of text. If you can compute similarity of texts, then you are an AI programmer, I think. Ano to? The problem, my friends, is install PG Vector on Windows using Anaconda and Visual Studio C++. Wow. Parang
Hello
hirap
friends,
naman ito.
so
Do you know how to
in
do
this
this?
video we will see how we
What
can
is this
install PG
Anaconda
Vector on
thing?
Windows and install PostgreSQL and create the PG Vector
Conda.
extension. Okay, PG Vector is highly used for creating embedding inside the PostgreSQL, but it's very difficult to install it on Windows. So we require two things to install the PG Vector. So first is Visual Studio. So Visual Studio C++.
Okay.
Download
Another option
first
would
you
be
download the community
MySQL.
version of Visual Studio with C++ and do some settings. So I'm not explaining the settings here. And other thing we
Ayun.
need is Anaconda.
MySQL
So
3
when you install the PG
has
Vector using
vector
the
store. Yun na
repository,
lang
the
gamitin natin.
instructions from the repository, so it will you will face many errors.
Let's look
So
for a video demo.
to overcome this issue, we will use
Vector.
Anaconda because by using Anaconda, we will easily install the PG vector and connect it to PG
Hindi
admin.
pala MySQL yun,
Okay,
friends. Sorry.
so let's
MariaDB.
start. So first, you need to install the Anaconda. If you
Yun.
haven't installed,
MariaDB
please
vector.
watch the other tutorials and see how install Anaconda and Anaconda
Yeah, it's the
CLI.
fork.
So we have Anaconda command
So
prompt
we're
here.
gonna
So
let's see
first you
if
need
we
to create the
can.
environment. So using the conda
So there's a
create hyphen
vector data
n
type in
and environment name.
MariaDB.
So this way the Anaconda will create an environment. So we
Anong
will
version na
install
ba yung
the
MariaDB?
PG vector in that environment. So I have already created the environment. So
MariaDB
first
version.
after creating the environment, activate the environment. So conda
The most
activate
popular
my env.
database,
So I
MariaDB.
already have the environment set up. So
MySQL.
that's why I'm just activating. So
Download.
you may need to install the environment. Okay, conda.
Wala nang nakalagay na version.
What is the issue?
I think the
Okay,
database is
conda
down.
activate.
The database of
Okay,
MariaDB
now.
is down.
Okay, so now conda activate my env. So we have
Ay, naku, kabagal-bagal
activated our
naman.
environment. So I have few set of commands that I created. So these are the basically commands you need to do. You need to set up for installing the PG vector. So I will
So
share
the
this
lesson for today is
document
about
to you.
embedding.
So
What
you
is
can easily
embedding?
copy paste
What is
the
a
command.
language model?
Okay, so first
What
we
is
need
a
to install the PG
vector?
vector using
What
Conda port channel.
is
So here the Conda port channel. So install the PG vector
uh,
using Conda
the
port.
cosine
Okay, so I
similarity
already have
of the
installed, so I am
vector?
skipping this step. So then you need to install the
How
PostGres
a
SQL.
language
So
model is
always
trained?
first
Where to
install the
get
PG
language
vector
models?
and then install the
It's
PostGres
all over
SQL.
the
So this
internet.
is the PostGres SQL.
And what
So
language is
it
the
will
best,
not give any error.
easiest, that has
So
most
if you
of the
face any error,
libraries
just
for the
comment below.
language AI
Okay.
thing and language model?
Then after
Python.
installing
Ayan.
the PostgreSQL and PG vector,
MariaDB.
you can install the PG admin to
Okay, let's ask
connect the
which
both the database.
version of
So I
MariaDB
already installed the
has
PG admin, so I will
vector.
connect the database to PG admin. So now we need to create the DB. Okay, so this is the command to initiate the DB. So after you install the PostgreSQL and pgadmin, just run this command initdb hyphen d local DB. What it does is initdb is the command line tool to create the database. So local DB is the name of the database, and hyphen d is the hyphen d is using hyphen d we can create the local database. Okay.
MariaDB Vector
So
is now available
when I
in
when I will
11.
do local DB, it will create
Anong
the
version kaya
database.
dito?
So by default, it will create the
12.
C users and whatever is your username
GA.
in this folder. But I, for the demo purpose, I just
Ano ibig sabihin ng
cd
GA
to
LTS?
documents. I created a
Ayun,
folder
no,
to you
tingnan nyo,
to
oh,
show you
mabilis, oh.
how the things will work.
MariaDB is this
So
fast.
I change the directory. So now init db
Redis is
init
this
db hyphen
fast.
d local db. So you see,
PG Vector is
I have the
only
documents
about
folder
this
here.
fast.
Currently there is nothing. Okay. So when I do init db
QD,
hyphen d local
Quadrat,
db,
QD
we will
run.
see you will see a directory will be
So
created here.
MariaDB is
So
the
generally this
fastest. Let's
directory is the
try it.
data directory of PostgreSQL when we install
11.
it
So
through
ibig sabihin sa
the
12,
installer.
meron
Okay.
din.
So when you
No?
install the
Tama ba?
PostgreSQL using the
Para
installer.php
sigurado,
from
tanongin
their
natin.
site, so you will get
Does
these things
MariaDB
inside your
12 have
data
PG
directory.
Vector?
Okay. So it just pull up the data directory
MySQL
and
Vector?
it only sets the data directory. Okay. So now have the local DB and we just need to start the local DB and we are all set.
Hindi
Okay.
naman nagsasalita itong
So
ating ano.
pgctl, this is the command. So
Let's just
let me
ask my
copy this
friend.
command to start my local DB. Okay. So this is my local DB and pgctl hyphen d is the database is local DB
Searching
hyphen a log file
MariaDB.
is basically where your all logs will be stored. So
Yes.
if you will take
Okay,
any
yes
to
daw.
the,
I hope
so
it's
all
not a
the logs are
hallucination.
will be in the log file. So
Let's
currently there
just
is no log
download.
file here. No log file in the documents
Bakit
directly.
rolling ito? Ano ibig
But
sabihin
when
ng rolling?
you
Gumugulo
start
lang
the
siya?
server, the log file will be created. So using the start, I will start
Okay,
the
let's just download
the
the,
local DB. But you see
what is a
here we will
rolling
getting
version?
a error. PGCTL could not start the server. What is PGCTL? PGCTL, by the way, is the command line tool by PostgreSQL to interact with the database. Okay. So you may get this error. Many of I got this error while installing the PJ Vector. So what I did is I go to services. So you need to go to services. But before the services, I will show you the log file is created. You see the log file is
Okay.
created. So when you open it, you will
MariaDB
see.
from 7,
I will open it
11,
in Notepad.
11.7
Okay,
onward,
you will see.
Vector is
Uh,
integrated. Okay.
could not create a TCP
But
socket.
in
So all the
MySQL,
logs of the
ano pa? I don't know.
of your all the commands of related to Postgres will be stored here. So this is very important. Okay.
What is rolling
So
version?
permission is denied. So what I will do is I will go to services. So by typing services and then see the search the PostgreSQL, you see our PostgreSQL server is already running. So if you have installed
Okay,
the
rolling
Stream
means it's
installer,
always
you will face
updated.
this error. So if you face this error, just
RC
stop this
means release candidate. Okay, we'll just
PostgreSQL server.
download this one.
Now,
We just need
uh, when
MySQL.
you again start it,
Then let's
it will
download.
start your server. So you see, we have server started. So I will clear all the things of this CLS.
So we are
So the
downloading
server is started. Now we need
MariaDB
to create. So how we will connect?
1.2.
So we need to create a non-super user, right? So we will create a non-super user.
Thank
So
you for downloading.
how we will create super user. We'll create the
Ano
non-super
pala
user.
ito
So just
required?
copy this command.
About
DB
Python.
user.
Have we
This is
finished
my role
installing
name
Python?
or their username
Postgres
of my
18,
database. So I will creating a user. A user
Python
is
Manager. Okay,
important to
let's
connect
install
through the
Python
PG
while
admin. So I am
MariaDB is
creating a non-super user. So
installing
this
and
is the role.
downloading.
So let me. So this is the password. Okay. So, okay.
Python installer manager
So you
failed.
see, my new user is created. Now I can connect the new user using the PG admin. Okay.
Okay, we
So
cannot
this is
download
my server.
installer.
So let me connect. Let me register a server. So here you need to pass. You can pass any name to your server, what you want to give. So I will just write Honda PG server, PG vector server. Okay, this is my server name. So now in the connection, host name will be localhost. Okay, I'm not explaining these things. I'm assuming you know these things. If you don't know, please let me know in comment. So the username will be the same username which you created just now. So we have db user, db underscore user. Okay, and the maintain database by default the database is Postgres, so you don't need to change this. And the password you set up during the creating user. So
I don't want to compile. PG vector, so we're going to we're going to try MariaDB vector instead. So we're going to download whole Bible. We're going to import it into MariaDB. We're going to add embedding field. We're going to make Ask AI Studio to make a code, to make Python code to embed and to store embeddings in the embedding field. And then we're going to
Sir, online, sir. Online service. Already.
no, I'm just waiting for downloads. Okay, nauna yung Python. Try natin itong Python. Kung papayagan tayo ni JC mag-install. Stock Builder. What is this? Ano to? Postgres to ah. No, we changed our mind. We will cancel this. We're not using Postgres. We're using MariaDB. Where's the snake? Ano nangyari dito? DC, ano ba ito? Paano install to? To, side loading is blocked by policy. Contact your system administrator to allow you to install apps from anywhere. May Python na dito. Uy, may Python na. May Python naman pala dito eh. So class, do you know what is embedding? Embedding is a representation of text to numbers using a language model. So we're going to embed all the Bible verses or paragraphs so that we can search by ideas. How do we search by ideas? Very easy. When somebody types something, you embed the question. Do you understand? You embed the question using the same model, and then you will have, for example, how to be saved. This is our text. The whole Bible is embedded already. We asked to embed beforehand. Now somebody asks a question, how to be saved? How do you convert it? How do you search the related Bible verses? First, we are going to embed the question. We are going to convert it to numbers. Yeah? So when the question is converted to numbers, my friends, when we embed the question, then we have a question vector. We will just query the database, select asterisk from vector, order by cosine difference between the question. So the Bible will be sorted depending on the relationship with the question. So the most relevant verse will come out on top. Amazing. Even if you misspell, even if you use a different language, it will translate. Ang galing, no? So we will make an embedder.
Okay, sir.
Ano nangyari? Na-download to? Yung Python, ano nangyari sa Python? Oy, Python is loaded. Okay, we have Python now. We're waiting for MariaDB. So, my friends, after we make another script to embed the question and to compare the cosine similarity of the question to all the Bible verses, and to sort the whole Bible, imagine every question you read the whole Bible and sort the whole Bible, depending on relevance. Now we have a list of Bible verses ordered by cosine similarity, ordered by relationship to the ideas in the question. What we're going to do is we're going to make a prompt. Do you see what I'm going to do? If we can sort the Bible by relevance relative to the question, we can just like get the top 500 verses, send it to Gemini, and tell Gemini, these are the references. Please answer the question according to the references. And Gemini will read all of the 500 verses most relevant, try to understand the question, and create an answer for us. Amazing, yeah? Then you can make a Bible AI. However, it still can make wrong answers. You know why? Because the language model is trained with imperfect data. So it's trained by the internet. So it might misinterpret things because it understood things the way the internet understood it. But it's very, very intelligent. I was bothered the other week because PG Vector, which I was using, it says PG Vector performs exact nearest neighbor search. Which provides perfect recall. Okay, very good. But I was using Vector Chord, another plugin, and Vector Chord made it like 10 times faster. But Vector Chord is not perfect recall. It is ANN. It is ANN. Where is it? Approximate nearest neighbor. So vector chord uses approximate nearest neighbor for top K, meaning if you search from Bible where vector is like this difference, it will only get the top K. But I found out if you sort the table, if you select asterisk order by without putting where or limit, because if you put limit, there are 31,102 verses. If you put limit 100 to get only the most relevant 100, if you use approximate nearest neighbor, it might not get everything. But if you use but if you don't put limits, sabi ko, pag nilagyan ko ng, because I want to search the whole Bible, I don't want to approximate or to limit the resource. So I tried to experiment, what if, and then I found out my code doesn't have limit. I'm just sorting by relevance. So I found out whatever, whether you use ANN or other indexing, if you don't put limit, you are still doing perfect recall. Meaning you are reading actually everything in the database and then sorting everything. Because I used order by. And I tried it manually. I said order by like this. But I did not put limit. It actually counted 250,581 paragraphs in each one. So it's actually reading everything in 4 seconds. Reading 250,000 paragraphs in 4 seconds. Not only reading, sorting them by vector, cosine similarity. So it's a perfect recall pa rin. Okay, well, it's 4:13. But we are just halfway for MariaDB download. The nice thing about this realization, the problem class, the reason why I made my AI is because ChatGPT is hallucinating. It's saying, Ellen White said like this, when you check, it's not there. Even Grok, you know how much you pay for the ChatGPT that is expensive, you pay $200 a month. You will get the most capable model in ChatGPT. But if you want more intelligent model, you can pay $300 a month for Grok. And then I tried Grok. You can try Grok by going to x.com, which is Twitter before, and you log in there, you can chat with Grok. And then I asked Grok several questions with Bible and E.G. White. It also hallucinated, despite getting the higher score in humanities last exam. It's still hallucinated. I searched the quotations, they are not existing. So, what is the solution to prevent AI from thinking it's right when it is actually not right? The solution, my friends, is amazingly what we are doing. I have a theory, and I think it works. So I made an AI that doesn't hallucinate, supposed to be. But it can hallucinate. If there's nothing in the Bible, it will hallucinate. So do you know why AI hallucinates? It's because, no. AI is a copy, AI is a virtual brain. Where did they copy the brain? From humans. Do humans make mistakes? Yes. Therefore, even if you perfect AI, even if you perfectly copy the human brain, the AI will still make mistakes because the brain that you are copying can make mistakes. Di ba, di ba? Do you understand, class? You cannot make an AI that does not make mistakes because the original I makes mistakes. Di ba? So you ask, can you make AI that does not make hallucination? No, because humans hallucinate. They think they are right, but they are wrong. But, my friends, there's a solution. But on the other hand, this is very amazing. Even, you can say that we make mistakes in our mind. We hallucinate because we have fallen nature. Diba, diba? Because Adam and Eve, we have less brain capacity. Committed sin. But Adam and Eve made mistake despite having being perfect. Diba? Adam and Eve was perfect. Are you listening? Lucifer was perfect. 1/3 of the angels were perfect. But they made mistake. How come? Even if AI or biological intelligence is perfect and sinless, it can still make mistakes. Dapat kasi, Adam and Eve, before eating the fruit, they asked God first. Di ba? They should have searched the Bible. They don't have Bible. They should have searched their database of God's commands by cosine similarity. Di ba? Everything God said, let's put in a database. And then let's embed it. Every day God talks to them. They should have taken notes. They should have made a database. And put all of the information God is saying. And when they saw the snake, they should have, before we do that, let's check the database first. Can we eat the snake? They should have performed cosine similarity, embedding cosine similarity, and they would have found the command, thou shalt do not go there. Diba, diba? That's the solution to Lucifer also. Before Lucifer thought, I want to climb to God's throne, he should have queried the rules with cosine similarity, embedding. Pwede ba akong maging God, can I be God? Di ba? So, the solution for AI hallucination, biological real intelligence hallucination, even unfallen, is to submit, to subordinate your idea to what God is saying. Di ba, di ba, di ba? God said like this, and then you have an idea. Somewhere it came from, I don't know. But you just consult God. And when you connect to God's API by prayer and reading the Bible, that's God's API, you know. If you want to read what God says is in the Bible, that's the API. So you consult to the creator intelligence, CI, the artificial intelligence, the biological intelligence. If you consult with the creator intelligence, then you can sort it by relevance, and you you can avoid hallucination. Okay, it's time already, and the download is still 10 minutes left. What we're going to do? Gawa nga tayo ng pang-attendance checking natin na ano. Everybody has phone, right? Sino yung sabi na is QR code? Pero gusto ko didiretso sa aking app. Didiretso dito. Let's invent something useful. Hindi. Para sa login ko yan. But I'm going to make, I think it's possible, like what you were saying, to have something like this. But but it will automatically register you in IULIS or something. I was not thinking of doing it because I thought maybe they will just pass the QR code to the absent people. Diba? Pwede yung picturean isa.
Ano, sir, each student, sir, may sarili niyang QR code. Tapos, i-scan naman.
But I just realized attendance is not included in the grades. So what if you're absent? There is no benefit of being present, of lying that you were present, because it's not part of the grades, right? It's just for making sure the student's still alive or something. so you're not getting anything for being marked present when you're absent. So there is no motivation to cheat. There's not supposed to be any. Time na. Saka na lang tayo mag-check ng attendance class. Ay, itong dalawa. Anong gagawin ko itong dalawa pala? Ano yung sasabihin mo?
Yung ano, sir, yung sa local na lang, yung gawin, sir. Easy lang yun. Ang picture, sir, yung boss embedding, sir, ano yan, sir? Para lang ba siya, AI lang siya, tapos before siya mag-answer, mag-query muna siya sa ano, predicted results. Yung mga lang, yung way as answers. Ganun, sir, parang yung ano lang, yung Bible AI lang.
Ay, yung Bible AI kasi, keyword search yun. Ito gagawin natin, meaning search.
Meaning search. Pero
Kaya nag-embed
dapat
tayo.
galing sa Curie.
Ha?
Dapat galing sa Curie.
Ano yun?
Hindi, galing sa Curie niya rin.
Query.
Mag-query muna.
Ah.
Tapos based sa Curie, yung answer. So, para lang siyang ganun, sir. Pero,
Ngayon, embedding. Dati kasi keywords lang, di ba?
so, para lang siyang mag-query lang siya. Tapos, may extra UI. Ganun lang, sir.
Before siya mag-query, kasi i-embed mo na yung question.
Pwede naman, sir, PHP lang yun. SQL, sir.
Python, kasi yung library sa Python. Ganito kasi mangyari dyan. Yung Python, pag ilo-load mo yung Python every time na magtanong, ang tagal. Kasi parang 1 minute yung pag-load ng buong language model sa memory. So gagawin natin, we will make a Python service. It's just running. It loaded already, preloaded the model. So the model is just on memory. Gagawa tayo ng API dun sa Python. Pag kumanda rin PHP natin, kukonect natin sa Python, nakaload na. Lagi siyang nakaload. Para mabilis yung sagot.
So, PHP yung UI, sir. Tapos yung brain niya,
Python.
Pwede nga na, sir, diretso ng Python, sir, like Python app.
Pwede rin.
Oo.
Pwede. Mas maroon na lang ako sa PHP kahit ako pinunta. Saka mas madali ayusin. Pagka nagkalo-halo kasi yung UI mo at saka yung ano.
Pag marami yung
Pag marami ang hinalo din sa isang, ewan ko lang, hindi lang ako marunong sugot.
sige, sir, try kung ano, sir, page, pwede lang, Python language na. Tapos,
Pwede yan.
yung AI, sir, kahit anong AI, sir.
Ang Gemini naman, ang libre lang.
So, kahit ano, sir.
Oo, pwede. Pwede ka mag-local din kung gusto mo.
Sir,
Mabagal, tsaka hindi matalino masyado. No? Ano yung pakita niya? Ano mo na gawa yan?
Ano, pag sa akin, sabihin niya, high only or high diagram. Pero pag sa iba, high
Sir, kailan po pwede mag-check yung chat? Yung messenger.
Ay, mga pala, no? Ah,
Pwede na po ba?
yung ginawa niya, yung ginawa niya, no?
Hi for Tuesday.
Woo! 100 points. Oh, 100 points yan. Sige. Kahit pa rin INC. Sure kayo okay na yan?
So way forward with me. Fortran.org.
For research purposes.
For research purposes.
Wala, hindi yun na-block ng ano, Vanguard. Hindi.
Gusto mo yung ano?
Yung block ng knowledge na nasa yung mga ano,
Try natin.
yung mga point. More than 100 users dito. Pixel. Alam mo kung gagawin pixel. So, hindi. Isang Japanese website na napakaraming wala pa lang yung So,
Technically, Fortran.
wala siyang censorship. So, wala naman.
Hello, 80 na lang. Hello, 80 na lang.
Dito ako, may kilim.
Alin yung
Ulit ka rin lang. SQL. SQL, wala ba? Hindi pa naman. Hindi pa naman tapos yun.
Please, anong number? 30.
Uy,